Dominic Cummings might actually have given him the chance of keeping his job.
All care home residents who are discharged from hospital will be tested before being admitted into their care home.
On June the 10th, he will have his chance to set out his version of events in full. He'll also have plenty of time before then to gather together any papers or evidence that might back up his version of events. The problem for him is going to be if Dominic Cummings preempts that by putting out any information that he has, any documents that he has, any texts, WhatsApps that back up his version of events. We don't know whether those even exist at the moment. But if he does have a smoking gun, which suggests that Matt Hancock did in fact make that promise of people coming out of hospitals into care homes being tested, that's going to mean a lot of trouble for Matt Hancock, and it may then be difficult for him to keep his job.
Now, all the government rhetoric was we put a shield around care homes and blah, blah, blah. It was complete nonsense. Quite the opposite of putting a shield around them. We sent people with COVID back to the care homes.
There is also, of course, a counter-narrative to all this, that is that the Prime Minister may now be more reluctant to sack him than he was before, because he doesn't want to look as if he has been forced to get rid of a minister on the say-so of Dominic Cummings. The assumption before Dominic Cummings gave his evidence to the committee was that Matt Hancock would be reshuffled out of the health department before the public inquiry, partly because it meant that he would no longer be in the department when all the blame could be heaped on him. But also Matt Hancock's been in that job for quite a while now. He's had an incredibly tough year. He's had probably the most intense period as a minister that pretty much anybody has had in the last few decades almost. So he was due to be moved anyway, but maybe Dominic Cummings might actually have given him the chance of keeping his job. Care homes is the issue that has really stuck because so many people in care homes have died. So the consequence of what Matt Hancock may or may not have done has been far more severe when it comes to care homes than pretty much anything else that Dominic Cummings accused him of. He also accused him of being disingenuous about how much PPE was available, saying that Hancock had effectively said that there was plenty of PPE when there wasn't. That also affected care homes, of course. But this issue of people being discharged from hospitals into care homes without being tested has been one of the big issues throughout the whole coronavirus pandemic. So if there's somebody who is to blame for that, then that obviously is going to mean huge trouble for them. Hancock's version of events is that he said that he wanted to be able to test people coming out of hospitals into care homes, that he was increasing testing capacity in order for that to be able to happen, but that he didn't necessarily promise it there and then, and that effectively Cummings misunderstood what he was saying. Cummings' version was that Hancock very definitely did say that everybody coming out of a hospital into a care home would be tested before they were allowed out of that hospital, and that Hancock said as much, that when Cummings and the Prime Minister came back from being ill, it hadn't been done, that Cummings and the Prime Minister said, "What on earth happened here? You promised us this was going to happen." Number 10's version of events is a little bit more nuanced. They are sort of sitting on the fence. They're backing Hancock, saying the Prime Minister has every confidence in Hancock, without necessarily getting into the detail too much, partly I suspect because they don't know what Dominic Cummings may or may not have in terms of documents or perhaps WhatsApp messages between him and Hancock that Number 10 may not even know exist.
We set all of this out at the time in public documents. It's all a matter of public record.